Hi, welcome everybody here. We're gathered here to together watch the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program, a new program that we are launching here at Skyline that we're very excited about, which is all about delivering value by connecting people, functions, and technology, because that's what it's all about these days. So today we want to explain you about the program, what it is, how it works, and how people can leverage it. We have a lot to cover, so let's get started by having a look at why we are doing this. The world is transforming. The world is changing very quickly. And we all know already that in this fast-changing world, it's driven by transformational technology. We're migrating to the cloud. We're implementing all IP. We are implementing more and more software components. And that creates a completely new dynamic, okay? And it's a new way of working, a new style of building platforms, and a new way of running an operation. Now, it's not just about the technology. It's not just about the switches and the software components and the cloud functions. It's very important also to have a composable architecture, to wrap all that technology with intelligent solutions that allow you to manage and leverage and build that infrastructure. This is the entire picture that you see here. So you have transformational technology that you typically, and DataMiner plays a very important role for a lot of our customers, to basically build and design services and evolve that. But it's not just about technology. And the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program is actually all about the people. Because with the technology, you also have to have a certain mindset, an agile culture, an agile mindset, and you have to leverage that technology in a certain way. Because at the end of the day, it's all about your goals and your ambitions. Your goals and your ambitions in a very fast-changing world. There's a lot of change and evolution happening in those platforms. It's about, for example, COVID happening and suddenly focusing on enabling remote work. But it's also maybe about new business models and new competitors that come around. So your goals can change over time. So it's very important that you have a strong team that has technology such as DataMiner to leverage all the infrastructure, the all IP, the cloudified technologies, etc., and to continuously generate value towards that goals. That's the world we live in. Now, if you look at that, it's basically the standard principle of agile, an agile world, and this comes from the software technology. But one of my key points today is really about, hey, this is not just about software anymore. This is really applying to everything that you see around you, because in that new world, it's all about the fact that you face a situation where you have endless options. There's so many things that you can do. And the agile process is typically about, hey, we have a backlog with infinite use cases, things that we can do, features, capabilities. But the reality of this is also that you have finite energy. Me as a person, we as a team here together, there's only so much that we can do. And as people, we tend to be very focused on features and use cases because we like it. You know, we're engineers, we're looking at it, we think it's exciting. But at the end of the day, again, we have to be focused on how much value can we deliver towards the actual goals that we go after. So the whole mechanism is that it's very important to have that infinite backlog with features, IDs, capabilities, use cases, but that you analyze them very carefully and you look at how much effort are they actually, how complex are they to implement them, and how much certainty do we have about the effort that it will take. And we choose wisely. And as you go forward, you have these continuous agile cycles where you take things from the backlog and convert them into value towards the goals. That's the world we live in. And DevOps is very much related to that, because today we talk about DataMiner DevOps Professionals, okay? And I just want to specify what it is. And DevOps is a very important principle that comes from the software engineering world that goes to the heart of what I just explained. It's all about having that continuous cycle, a continuous cycle where people build and design new things. In the software world, of course, you would be coding, but in just a second, I'm going to explain today, it's not only about coding, but you do things, you build things, you create and you design things with DataMiner and other tools. And you want to move them into production. You're going to focus on having testing and validation. Ideally, the testing and validation is also automated. So you will invest some time in that, because the faster you can release, the faster you can go through those cycles, the more value you can deliver to development and operations people collaborating in a single team. The better development people understand the actual operation and what it is that you want to achieve, the more efficient they can be to create the right things, for example. So you will see DevOps is not only about having the technology to make that possible, but having teams and cultures around that, wrapped around it, to be efficient. So that's kind of the definition of DevOps. But the most important thing I want to bring here a message today is also this applies everywhere, okay? You can look everywhere in the world. This applies more and more. A lot of people are still thinking software, okay? The whole world is changing. The whole world is becoming more complex. The whole world and everything is full of infinite options. And those agile principles of building backlogs, looking at effort and complexity, and trying to deliver value towards the goals is a principle that applies everywhere. I would even say if you look at running a business, an entire business today, from management all the way throughout the entire organization, you can actually look at this and say, hey, we can run our business, the sales operation, the marketing operation, and everything in our business as a DevOps cycle where people work and generate value on a continuous basis. So that's the first thing I would like to say, because the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program is not exclusively for people that do actual coding. It's much broader. And another reason why it's much broader is the democratization, because that's an important trend that we see in the industry. A lot of things that used to be exclusive for coding people is now becoming accessible for people that don't have coding skills. A good example of that is, for example, the DataMiner low-code or no-code apps. The DataMiner low-code apps allow people that don't have coding skills to build apps, bespoke apps tailored to specific teams or specific tasks, and deploy those. So the democratization is also an important thing to take under consideration of what is a DevOps team these days? What kind of people, what kind of profiles are working in a DevOps team if you want to set up one of those teams? Now, the DevOps program is all about people. We deliver the technology as an organization. DataMiner is deployed in thousands of operations around the world, plays a very important role to do analytics, to do monitoring, orchestration, automation, and really to take that transformational technology and bring it to life. But the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program is really tailored towards the people that make it come to life, the people that leverage the technology and the endless possibilities that you have with a DataMiner system. So you can go online, you will find it in the developer section. So if you go in the developer section, you will find a page in there where you can see that the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program is all about converting the finite time that you have with a team to maximum value. Now, if we take a little closer look to that, why would you be interested to do this? Okay, I would say the first reason, it's a must. And that's actually, for me, that's where it stops already. If you understand the new world, how it works, and the potential power that you have with DataMiner in an organization, this goes straight to the heart of it, because it's not just about technology, it's about people, knowledge, expertise, and building a strong foundation to have that continuous output of value. So it's a real must, I would say. Building a DevOps team is very important. Of course, the program is more than that. We're also talking about exclusive rewards. We really want, as an organization, support our customers that drive their business with DataMiner. So the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program is also all about how can we further accelerate those people that invest into that mindset and that strategy and have that goal to build a strong DevOps operation. How can we even support them better? So the exclusive rewards are definitely a good reason to be very interested in this program. And last but not least, the high demand. One of the reasons that we started this program is we have thousands of DataMiner systems around the world. And we have a lot of customers that have a lot of needs in terms of creating value with their DataMiner systems, because the number of things that you can do with a DataMiner system, whether it's about hardening your security, designing new services, creating digital relationships with external partners, increasing the efficiency of the utilization of an IP infrastructure, whatever it is, there's so many things that you can do. So people crave teams with skills and capabilities to understand that and to take that technology and convert it into value. So there's very good reasons to be very interested. For whom? I would say everybody. Every person individually, first of all. It's really about boosting your personal value. If you have those skill sets, they're the most highly sought after skill sets in the industry. That's what people want. That's what people need. You're not a coder. You're not, there's different profiles that can fit into the DevOps principles there. But one important thing there is you're a value delivery machine. you can get into the position in an organization where you can say, hey, I understand the goals of this company, I know the technology, I can leverage it, and I can push out value for this organization. And that's one of the key skills in the future, okay? So the second thing is the organizations itself. If you have an organization and you have invested in DataMiner, well, DataMiner gives you unlimited options. So if you're really buying into and you understand that new mindset, you want to build a data-driven organization, it's not enough just to install a piece of software, okay? It's again about building that entire team around it, a team that understands goals, that can take that and basically generate that value. So getting maximum value out of a platform, a digital transformation platform like DataMiner, is all about seeing that full picture. And the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program is there to make that happen. We can help you to make that happen, to establish that entire ecosystem of people, methodology, and technology together. Of course, it's also very important for consultants and system integrators. The world for consultants and system integrators has changed tremendously. These used to be companies that were reselling boxes and doing the wiring for those boxes and basically delivering systems. Today, that's a business that is disappearing very quickly. Where is the value today? What do companies want? They want expertise. They want people that, in that infinite space of options and capabilities, have the ideas, the innovation, the new workflows, the ways of leveraging that technology in new ways. So consultants today, it's all about, number one, being able to provide the resources to do implementations, but also to provide consultancy and to say, hey, I'm an expert in this domain, and I can deliver workflows, creative workflows that are going to bring you to the next level. So that's the new generation of consultants and system integrators that we will see. So those people should be very interested in leveraging technology like DataMiner, because DataMiner enables those companies to convert an idea into a reality in those new ecosystems. And then, of course, we have the technology vendors. Why would you be interested as a technology vendor? As a technology vendor today, the most important thing that all the organizations that buy your products, what they crave, what they want, is not your product. They want to have what I call modular, easy-to-use solutions. So it's not enough to say, hey, I'm going to deliver a software or cloud function or a piece of hardware and it has an API. No, you have to go beyond that. You have to say, hey, here's blueprints, here's templates, here's pre-integrated solutions, here's ideas on how you can use my product in an easy way. And DataMiner, again, it's installed in thousands of systems around the world. So it's very valuable for technology vendors to look into that and to say, hey, my product provides certain functions, but with DataMiner, I can convert them in real life use cases, creative value that can be delivered to my customers. So also for technology vendors, I would say, definitely it's worth looking into that and say, hey, how can I convert my product with an API into a value proposition for my customer, having pre-integrated blueprints, best use cases, etc., etc. So those are all options. And of course, there's also our co-branding partners. A lot of companies use DataMiner as their standard solution. Also there, it's of course important to have in-house expertise on DataMiner, and that's what we deliver with this program. Now, moving forward, how do you build a team like this? And I know a lot of people immediately say like, yep, I understand it. This is what I want. This is what I need, but I don't have the people. Okay. Well, you need to look at all the options. You can look at your existing staff, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, well, we don't have the people because they're looking in their environment. And the environment could be, for example, an operational team. I don't have many developers here. I'm sometimes actually a little surprised by that. Why? Because those are people that are saying that, and they're part of an organization of 1,000 or 10,000 people, and they actually have an ICT department with 1,000 or 2,000 people, and then they say like, we don't have people. Well, this goes to the heart of your operation. You should look beyond the boundaries of your own team to bring in new talent and to build and convert your team into a full DevOps team. Of course, you can also look at, instead of existing staff or insourcing from other departments, at outsourcing, for example, because we do have an increasing number of partners around the world that invest in DataMiner knowledge and expertise. Partners that can deliver people to reinforce your team. Or, as I mentioned, even consultants and solution providers on a more ad hoc basis to bring expertise into your ecosystem. Now, what kind of skill set would you look at? Okay. I think there's three things that are very important, okay? Now, the first thing I would like to say, don't start looking for that skill set in a single individual. If you're gonna start looking for somebody that checks all the boxes, that's not gonna happen. Aside from that, whatever you know today is gonna be irrelevant tomorrow. So it's about continuous learning. So it's more about the type of people that you hire. And if I look at these skill sets, it's more about saying, hey, how can I create a team that covers all those skill sets? It's not about a single individual. But there's three categories that you have to keep an eye on. Number one, it's the new world mindset. This is about being comfortable with agile and value delivery, for example, objectives and key results, continuous learning, being community oriented, empowering people. That's important to kind of embed that into the team, that culture. Of course, domain knowledge and expertise is also very important. Okay, you're working in a specific environment, and the better people understand the use cases, the better they will be at converting those use cases into an implementation in a product like DataMiner. So it could be satellite, OTT, contribution, media, energy, cable, security, IP, IoT. I mean, there's a lot of data miner systems out there in a lot of different types of ecosystems. So you would definitely be looking to have a certain level of expertise in that DevOps team as well. And then there's also the concepts of DevOps, CI/CD, KPI engineering, very important, because a lot of people in a data-driven world, they think like, okay, this is not so difficult. A bit rate, we take a bit rate, we put it on a dashboard. Well, is it the actual bit rate that you need, or are you more looking into what is the average bit rate during business hours, for example? And for somebody else, it could be more about the peak bit rate, or the average, or the 95 percentile. So it's a whole skill set to do KPI engineering. You need people that master that understand that in your environment, what is valuable, what kind of data. Filling up dashboards is not so difficult, but making a dashboard to the point that provides the right information requires a certain skill set. And last but not least, there's also the data miner knowledge and expertise, of course. Okay, but also there you can make very conscious choices. Okay, there's certain things that you could say, well, I'm going to rely on DataMiner to do that for me, Skyline, or I'm going to have a consultant or partner on the occasional basis that I need that. But in my environment, it's most important to invest, for example, in those specific skill sets. And we can help you that. We can help you with that, looking at your environment. Okay, where is the most value in investing for your DevOps team? But of course, it starts with data ingest and control, which is more technical. How do I get the data into the data miner system? Building integrations and interfacing. It could be about digital twin modeling. How do I take that data and create my digital twin of my operation, my elements, my services, my graphical presentations? It's about doing automation. Some people could be very specialized in automation, that once that digital twin is there, how can I do automation and automate to increase efficiency, to build services, and all kinds of other applications. Data visualization, control systems, control surfaces, very important. And again, for a lot of these, you don't even need coding skills. It's more important to have people that understand how they can do it in DataMiner and generate value. Creating dashboards, creating, for example, no-code, low-code apps, definitely of big value if you have that skill set in your DevOps team. And you could also have sysadmin, depends a little bit whether your system is running on-prem, for example, or more as a cloud service. And that's the kind of focus skill set that you would focus on if you're building a team with different people and different backgrounds. Now, moving forward, what are they going to do? A lot of things. Okay, in DataMiner, there's a lot of things that you can do. And again, it starts from the bottom and it goes all the way up to the top. It starts with data ingest engineering, digital twin modeling, as I mentioned, automation and orchestration, but also, for example, process analysis. People that can look at an organization and identify the processes that are happening in the organization and translating them into standard processes and process activities, for example, digitizing workflows, delivering actionable insights. That's the key thing, actionable insights. I don't want to give you 100 metrics, okay, where you're going to look at 100 metrics to try to come to a conclusion and it's going to take you 15 minutes to wrap your head around it. No, as a KPI engineer, I will think about it. What is the essence of it, and try to consolidate it into, a very robust, actionable dashboard with limited information, but where the person that uses it can really rely on the data and say, hey, that metric is important, and if it goes above or below or whatever, there's an action related to that, actionable insights, and creating user experiences. So there's a lot of things that people in DevOps teams can do to generate and deliver that value. And these are just some examples. Some examples on the top left. You can actually see, for example, somebody built an automation that allows an operation engineer with a single click to take a media flow from an IP network and to do automatically a Wireshark recording. Very easy, very convenient. It's a workflow, and it really enhances the operation. If there's a problem in the middle of the night, engineering is not there. With a single click, very easy, everybody can do it. DataMiner is going to activate a Wireshark recording. Or at the bottom, for example, you can see more like digital twin modeling. This happens to be a playout service, could be an OTT service, could be a data link on satellite. It could be anything, really. It's a service. In this case, it's a media playout. Somebody working on visual and graphical presentations could design these, could evolve these on a daily basis and have that intuitive graphical presentation. And on the right-hand side, you actually see also 2 user-definable apps. And that's one of the more very beautiful things in DataMiner. User-definable apps allow people to create small apps focused on specific tasks. You have a specific task in the organization, your team has a different task. I can take data from a DataMiner system and combine it in small, very focused apps for people. So even the most complex environments can be consumed and used in a very easy way. On the top, you can see an example, and there's like millions of examples of apps that people are building on a daily basis. But on the top, you can see somebody build an app for an Arista switch, okay? An easy app to go in there and to configure, for example, a port on the app without having command lines and other things to do. It's kind of more like a provisioning onboarding app. At the bottom, you can see somebody who took a lot of results from a test platform and has converted that into an easy app to consult all the results on a daily basis, just with a few clicks and to have an overview of that. And these are examples of what DataMiner DevOps teams do every single day. They deliver value to the organization by building automation, workflows, process automation, user-definable apps, and all that. Now, how to do it? Very easy, okay? We wanted to have a program that was as easy as possible, as effortless as possible, because at the end of the day, it's about DataMiner DevOps professionals that leverage and show that they have the right skill sets and that they have the right mindset and culture. So what we thought was like, okay, number one, we want people to apply, and that has to be very quick and easy. And that's what you can do. Today, you can go online. You may need a Dojo account if you don't have one yet, but if you have a Dojo account, with one click, you can subscribe to the program. And you will get one of those cards. It's going to be a blue one because you're a member. But once you're in there, and once you start working with DataMiner and you do things, you learn, you share information, and you do things, you will start collecting points. Okay, and that's as effortless as possible. We try to make sure that it kind of comes natural. You don't have to do anything. And as you collect points, you will start to qualify. You will start to qualify and you will increase your level. First, you're going to be an advocate. Then you can bump it up to being an enabler, all the way to becoming a catalyst. Okay, so it's that easy. You apply online, you do your job with the right mindset, with the right skill set, and you will see that those points will start to flow. You will qualify, and eventually you will get rewarded for that. Now, you can go to the website on the developer section over here. As I said, you can read up about everything I have said so far. And over here, you can see you can sign up very quickly. The only thing you need is a Dojo account to do that. Now, how do you collect points? You could wonder about that. And there's a detailed description. I'll show it to you. But to give you some examples, okay, we have a lot of online training modules. Well, it's pretty simple. If you choose to follow one of those trainings and you complete that training, in the background, we will award points to you, because this is evidence of you learning and acquiring knowledge and skills. You can also do a certification, for example. Now, this is a paid option. Not everybody wants it, not everybody needs it. But if you choose to do it and you acquire a certification, we will automatically award you points for that. And again, you can see it already. It's really about, everybody is individual. Everybody learns in a different way and evolves in a different way. So you can pick and choose. Automatically, points will come and you will acquire your status. So certification could do that. Now, DataMiner DevOps means being community oriented. Okay, There's this brilliant Dojo community. That's where we communicate. That's where we exchange information with each other. I would say even without the program, the community is the place to be. Because if I ask a question in the community because I want to do something and I'm not sure, I need to check something, I'm actually talking to hundreds of experts around the world. Even all the people at Skyline, every single developer is on that platform. If I want to know something about visual overview, well, actually, I'm going to go straight to the guy that is developing that piece of software, and he's going to explain to me how to do it. So it's the quickest way to get the most accurate information on how to do things. So community participation is automatically going to generate points because it's evidence of you having the right mindset, being community oriented, and you're actually doing stuff with DataMiner. And it's also going to be in the future about contributions to the catalog, for example. I've designed something beautiful, something nice. I want to share it with the community. That's how we think. That's how we behave. That's going to give you points. Or you can bump it up a little bit. You could say, hey, I've done a nice project, a nice use case, a nice implementation, a great ID. I'm going to share that with the community. You could write a little blog or a little use case description. You can find tons of use cases already on the community. And the use cases are very important. It's to inspire people. Because today it's not so much about doing the implementation, but it's about having the insights and the ideas about what it is that you can actually do in that new world. So sharing use cases is part of the mindset of DataMiner DevOps engineers. So all these things and many more you can do, and you can, again, go online. If you go to the DataMiner Dojo community, to the Expert Hub and the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program, you will find actually more details there on how you can get points. But the whole idea is that you don't worry too much about it. Again, you do your job the way we want to do it as a community, being community oriented, and you will automatically start collecting points. That's the whole concept. That's the whole idea. So the whole thing is very, very, very low friction. Now, you could wonder what's in it for me, of course. Okay, why would I do it? Even if it's that easy and that's straightforward, I would say, first of all, personal recognition and value. Again, and that's where actually, for me personally, that's where it would stop already. That would get me convinced already. There's so many companies and organizations out there that need that kind of people, that kind of expertise. I would jump on this. Okay, I want to be, the king of the value delivery in an organization. That's the best position that you can have in any organization. Now, as an organization, I would also be interested in my team becoming a DataMiner DevOps team, because amongst others, for example, it will allow you, if you collect enough DataMiner DevOps points with your entire team, we will actually bump you up in terms of your support plan. Standard is continuity, but we have a superior Evolve program with additional benefits like better SLAs. Guess what? The Evolve option is not for sale. Okay, it's not available for anybody except for people with a DevOps team. So it's a very exclusive proposition where we say, hey, we're going to focus on giving premium support to those organizations that invest in that knowledge and expertise. Of course, there's more. Free of charge DataMiner Integration Studio licenses, very valuable from a money perspective wise. It's very interesting here. Free of charge for everybody who's committed and basically has a certain level. Free of charge DataMiner Develop licenses, all available to empower that team. Again, our mindset is, how can we empower those teams? How can we accelerate them, make them better? Personal priority support in the community. Okay, everybody's going to get support, no doubt. But if you are part of the program and you have a certain level, it's going to be indicated next to your name. And everybody at Skyline knows about that. And they know, okay, if somebody comes in and has a question with a specific level, that's a top priority for them. If you come in there as a catalyst, people will drop stuff on the ground and just run to help you out, okay? Because we want you to be empowered to do your thing. Now, it's also about exclusive content. We're actually ramping up on that, but our development teams, they are going to share information about new stuff they're working on. So we want those DevOps people to be the first to have the insights on what are we working on, what is coming in DataMiner. So demos and videos about early development prototypes and all of that are going to come your way. So that's also going to be a benefit. Access to exclusive content. Joining actually developer reviews, okay? Feedback from our users is very important. But our developer community, I mean, out there, there's a very big world with a lot of people that use DataMiner, and our developers, they can only take so many, so much feedback, of course. But if we are working on a critical project, a critical new capability, which is important for your project, and you're a DevOps engineer, a qualified DevOps engineer, you will have access to our developers. You will be able to sit at the table at early stages to review the features that they are developing, to make sure that they are a good fit for your organization. And of course, you can go to the DataMiner swag shop. You can buy t-shirts and all that with your credits. And again, you don't even have to be part of the program. You just join the community. You can get your swag already, okay, with the points that you collect. But the exclusive thing about being a DevOps engineer is that you can also choose to take those credits and convert them to cloud credits or professional service credits. So in other words, rather than yet another t-shirt, okay, you might have already a few, and you might choose to say, hey, I'm going to convert this into a formal certification. I don't have a certification yet. I don't want to pay for it. I'm going to convert my points to get a certification to increase my personal value. Or I will convert it into some consultancy hours. I'm going to be working on a project. It's rather new. I want to have access to somebody from Skyline, a subject matter expert, to do a little bit of sparring and to do a few hours of reviews, etc. You can convert your credits to do that. So all of this is available. And continuously at Skyline, we're going to be looking at what else can we do for those people, okay? Those people that work every single day with DataMiner. How can we empower them, accelerate them? So all of that is coming up. The benefits, you can actually go online as well. Okay, you can go online and you can get more details there, how it works in terms of that support plan or that free DataMiner license and when you get it for which level. So the advocate, the enabler, and the catalyst level. And you can see what kind of benefits you're getting. You should revisit the page on once in a while. I'm not going to say continuously, but once in a while, because we will be adding definitely more perks and more advantages for different levels in the program. Last but not least, I want to emphasize that everybody who subscribes to the program and becomes a member, you're going to get a blue card. The blue card is like this one. And as you bump up your level, you will have those different colored cards. You will become an enabler. You will become a catalyst, whatever it may be. And that's going to be confirmed with a digital certificate. You may be familiar already with our digital certificates, the ones that we use to attest the fact that you have followed a training, the ones that we attest that you have successfully completed a certification, while the same platform is used to attest that you are part of the DevOps program and what your level is. So again, you can use that if you're applying for a job to refer to your official attestations, both in terms of training attendance, your certification levels, and your DevOps professional status. Or as an employer, I can go there and actually verify it. You can give me your key, and I can go online and I can verify what credentials you hold exactly. So I would say you can get started today. It's easy. It's all there. You can subscribe very easily. I'm not going to go through all of it. It's all online. It's all on Dojo. It's all very accessible. But if there's one thing I can add to this, if you want to do this, if you're convinced that this is important, do it the right way, okay? Go for it and go all the way. If you want to establish a DevOps team, there's 3 things I would like to people be very mindful about. Look at the skill sets and the expertise that you're building up in a team. And again, it's about the skill sets across the entire team. It's not only about the skill sets people have today, but the training and the room and the space that you provide for that team to ramp up on certain skills. Okay, skill sets are very important. Embedded in the operation. That's the mindset of DevOps. I don't have separate teams. I run an operation with development people together so that people can make very short, efficient cycles in that agile world. Very, very important. It's a small thing, but it has a big impact, okay? And then last but not least, make sure that they have a firm corporate mandate. It needs to be known. Change the title of those people. Make sure the rest of the organization understands who they are and what their mission is. That their mission is all about delivering value with a DataMiner platform and how it's going to work and all of that. Make sure that this is clear for the entire organization. Now, we're also working on a DevOps enablement guide. a full guide, which is going to provide you all the kind of, what kind of tools and infrastructure do I need? What kind of steps do I go through? There's training, there's certification, there's a DevOps professional program, etc. So we're also going to provide that, because we want to go all the way in supporting you in being successful with that. Because the value is only going to be there if the DevOps team is in place, running and delivering value for your organization. So that's a very explicit goal. As a matter of fact, we're even going in one step further. You can come to us and we can, work with you to build a DevOps enablement program and to set up one very specific tailored program in your organization. You can do that if you have a DataMiner system already. And for every new project that we're doing with our customers, so if you have a regular project, the goal is actually to deliver some sort of a DataMiner platform that does whatever it may be, because there's a lot of different environments and flavors that we support. But not only that, we're not saying, hey, the goal is by summer that we have this new system that is going to do this and this and this. No, we're basically going to say the goal is to do that. But at the same time, we want to be ready by summer to have a fully independent, empowered DevOps team in your operation. A team that actually can take that specific implementation all the way where we delivered it as a team with Skyline, and hand it over for this new team to take it to the next level already the week after. That's the idea, that's the mindset. And that's also the value of a DataMiner system. In the new world, it really allows me to continuously take steps forward. So that's a little bit about the DataMiner DevOps Professional Program. I hope everybody, is as excited as I am. I would say enroll now. Okay, it's a no-brainer. Okay, you can just go in there. I would say number one, it's table stakes. If you understand the mindset, the world, and what's happening around you, and you understand the value of DevOps and having a powerful, empowered DevOps team that can work with that DataMiner platform, you would not have a single second of doubt of getting started. Okay, I would say also it requires no special efforts. Go online, enroll, and there you go. Okay, so it's not like you have to do a lot of extra things, and it will bring benefits down the road, more and more benefits that you can enjoy, that you can use to accelerate yourself even further. If you have any questions, there's a program manager that runs the entire program, devops@skyline.be, so you can always get in touch. That's it. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see a lot of DevOps teams popping up everywhere around the world. Thank you very much.